I've seen a new focus really honing in on concealed carry particularly. And as you were mentioning, sometimes if someone is permitted to have a concealed carry piece, and if they commit suicide, they don't even list whether or not it's actually with a fire, how they ended up taking their lives. That's never included into this. They just count the permit. A lot of people, particularly when they're talking about with campus carry and concealed carry on campus, everyone's saying, oh my gosh, well, these concealed carry owners, look, here's some concealed carry owners, John, that committed crimes and they have concealed carry permits. But places like Texas, not all states, but some states do, Texas publishes on their website every single concealed carry permit holder who's ever committed a crime, and it's still so ridiculously rare. I can't even believe that they bring it up for comparison.
Right. I mean, you look at any of the states, and there are a number of states that have this on their websites. You're talking about thousands of 1% of permit holders who lose their permit for any firearms-related violation. I mean, overall, you have to realize that there are about 13 million concealed carry permit holders in the United States. And so even if these violence policy numbers were correct, and again, they're just completely outrageously false, it's still a very low rate. Even if all their cases were true, it would still be incredibly law-abiding compared to the general population. And so, it's hard to figure how they don't try to put it in some type of context there.
Right. I saw that you earlier were going back and forth with Shannon Watts, and she's never actually gone after any of the material that you put online. Like, they won't try to go through your sources. They won't actually meet you on any sort of intellectual capacity. It just seems very shallow. What do you make of that? I am surprised that she actually went after you on Twitter, because they work very hard to avoid you. They don't know how to respond to you.
Right. It was kind of amusing. She put up this tweet basically saying my research was debunked and criticizing the work that I had done on gun-free zones. And I responded, put up a link to our website at crimeresearch.org, where I went through case by case of these shootings that they claimed were not in gun-free zones, showing that in fact they were, because what they do is they look largely at whether a newspaper mentions whether it's in a gun-free zone or not. And as I'm sure you know quite well, the newspapers basically ignore that issue in the past. And so I go through, point out the errors there, and her response is to get upset with me for trolling her. As if she's the one who brought me up. She's the one who attacked my stuff. I was just responding to her. And somehow if I respond to her, and of course, Moms Demand Action now has blocked me from following them on Twitter. So, it's pretty funny. I don't understand what goes through their minds on these things. But of course, then the rest of the day was just different types of personal attacks. I don't even believe she believes a lot of these things, but it's just they just want to,
She's a hired gun, so to speak. She's definitely the hired gun for that organization.